I did engineering in information technology, and post that got into IIM Ahmedabad, did my MBA. I'd fallen in love with music at this point in time. Chahe Flying Beast le lo, Mr. Indian Hacker, Ranveer Brar, all of these are hoopr subscribers, by the way.
Acha.
So now they need a lot of music track. They come and take the 500 rupees, so 499 a month, unlimited downloads pack.
Unlimited.
Pata chala 1.5 saal se Rajesh Rawani is already using hoopr, and all of his videos have our music. So wherever he drives his truck and creates a vlog, he takes hoopr music along with it.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Dream Big with Redcarpet, and today we have with us a very exciting guest.
He is Gaurav Dagaonkar from hoopr, and this is going to be a masterclass on startup mantra. And I can just tell you that Gaurav is a true artist and a true businessman, and you're going to learn about both the creative side as well as the business side from him. So Gaurav, thank you so much for coming to
My
our
pleasure, Kishore. Thank you so much.
podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm actually so excited to have you on my podcast, simply because I'm so much of a angel investor myself, and after reading your journey and how you have gone from being an artist to being a businessman, and have raised funds also for your company, and also looked at how creatives are struggling in the space, and then you kind of figure out a way to bring about a way for them to monetize their work is brilliant, and that's what we're going to talk about in this podcast. But before that, maybe you could say a little introduction about yourself, and then we will go into your company, which is hoopr.
Sure. So again, thanks so much, Kishore, for having me. And while this is a startup podcast, if it's hosted by a gentleman with the name Kishore, it always has a musical
Yes, you're right.
touch to it. So great to be here. 5 years ago, I did not really see myself becoming a tech entrepreneur. So my journey has been, I did my engineering, born and brought up in Mumbai. I did engineering in information technology, and post that got into IIM Ahmedabad, did my MBA. I'd fallen in love with music at this point in time. It was very clear to me, even at the age of 19 and 20, that I want to do music and I want to work in music for the rest of my life. So graduated in 2006, and I did not sit for placements. I instead came back to Mumbai and worked on my first album, and I got signed to Universal Music, which is one of the largest record labels in the world. So Universal Music India, did an album with them, then progressed to doing Bollywood music as a music director. Of course, I think while I'm making it sound like it sort of moved from one to another, there was a lot of genuine deep diving into how music is made, how is it made for commercial purposes, who are the players that make it. And I think for 10 odd years, I have, I would say, given 100% into being an artist. So wo journey karne ke baad, I think towards 2016, 2017, I was getting the feeling that I have done movies, I have had artists like Arijit Singh, Sonu Nigam, Shreya Ghoshal, KK sing for me. मैंने singles किए हैं, shows किए हैं.
जी.
But is this it? And as a person who loves karma and karma yoga, I felt that does Gaurav have more to offer than just making songs? And I started getting this feeling that I have to do something which gives back to the artist community and to the music community. So it was in my mind that I need to start building platforms possibly that could fill in gaps which I have observed over the years. And an opportunity manifested itself in 2019, 2020, when after COVID happened, there was a lot of music that was being licensed. And वहाँ पे मुझे एक opportunity दिखी, Kishore, where I realized that there's also a gap in India. And since then, 2021 was where we raised funds and started building hoopr, and now it's been 4 years, 3 years since we launched the platform, and probably I would say the best years of my life.
Guys, I can guarantee you one thing. if there's one platform in the music space you need to look up to, it is Hoopr. And of course, I'm going to go do a deep dive into it. But what's interesting about Gaurav, about you is you're an engineer, am I right? Plus,
That's right.
you're also done your MBA from IIM. And then now you're into music, which is like nowhere related to your education that you have done, right?
Yeah.
Does it feel like wasted, or it's like no, actually it is helping me now in my business?
Absolutely, you've answered that yourself. Had I probably just done music, I would say that I would still not use wasted because it's a strong word. But I would say that jo itna education tha, I wouldn't have had a chance to apply it as much as I now have. And now what I'm doing, Kishore, with Hoopr is it's a music technology startup. So on one side, there is the education that I had during engineering management. Then the 10 years that I spent in the music industry. I think it is that entire jo tapascharya, 16, 17.
So guys, just to let you know that
Coming together.
Gaurav is actually a singer, am I right?
That's right.
He is actually an artist. It's not just he's running a music company. You can actually see his work as an artist.
Right.
So, which is phenomenal, Gaurav. I'm like
Thank you.
so amazed. Yeah, please carry on.
Thank you. So yeah, it's sometimes even funny for me because on one side I have a lot of folks who know me as Gaurav the artist, and for a lot of them it's like, okay, you're running this business, but we want Gaurav the artist. And ever since I started Hoopr, I have met such amazing people in the world of business and management who are more connected with me as an entrepreneur. So I think it's beautiful to have both, but ultimately the good part is both are connected to my passion, which is music. Occasionally I do find time to perform. So a few days ago I actually performed in Nagpur.
Oh, you did?
Oh, I did, yes. This was at a pre-Holi party at Gondwan.
I was going to ask you कि वो urge नहीं होता कि वापस मैं perform करूँ, because once you get into business then it's like a completely more operational and looking at the numbers and making sure you meet all the expenses of running the operations.
Yeah.
And then this is the creative side of you.
I think I'm able to do it only because I've done it for 10 years. But at the same time, it's you have to walk that fine line. So music as an artist is probably now 10 or 12% of my life. 90% is the business. क्योंकि मैं सुबह उठता हूँ तो I think about Hoopr, मैं रात को सोता हूँ I think about Hoopr. That's my life, right?
Correct.
And इसके बीच में sometimes if a lovely film or a show comes along, I draw upon my years of practice and experience कि चलो ये किया है मैंने पहले. So I managed to do it. It's hard, but it's obviously more business at this point in time.
We're going to do a deep dive straight into business. That's what this podcast is all about. And so guys, Hoopr is a startup, if I can say that.
Yes.
And they have an amazing line of investors. They have done phenomenal in terms of the kind of music which they have on their platform. I wanted to explain in simple words what Hoopr does, what problem it's solving, and maybe we can talk about the funding side and your growth and all slightly later. Let's go back to why did you start Hoopr in the very first place?
I remember this was 2019. We were shooting a music video with Dwayne Bravo and a few influencers at that point in time. And I saw that a lot of creators in India back then, this is 5 or 6 years ago, had started looking at making videos, Kishore, as a way of life, as a profession. I started reading a lot more on it, and I realized that these people are making videos now on YouTube as a full-time activity, and they make money when ads are run on their videos, right? And one of the problems which had just started being talked about in the creator circle was that यार अगर मैं YouTuber हूँ और मैं एक piece of music use करता हूँ जो unlicensed है,
हाँ,
मुझे एक copyright claim आ जाता है.
बिल्कुल.
And once I get that copyright claim, two things happen. One, I lose all the monetization on that video forever.
Ever.
It goes to the music owner. तो मैंने गाना यूज कर लिया T सीरीज का या सारे गामा का, तो गए, आगे जाके 10 मिलियन 20 मिलियन व्यूज भी हो,
कोई फायदा नहीं,
मोनेटाइजेशन इज गॉन. Number 2, it is irreversible. So it was impacting those creators who at that point had just started making some money on their YouTube videos, and many of them were losing it because यार गलती से एक ट्रैक यूज कर लिया, क्लेम आ गया.
बिल्कुल.
And this was being talked about more and more. This happened when I interacted with these influencers during the shoot. So they told me ऐसा problem है. Because I'm an artist, they said, can you make some original music? I said, I have to make something better than just make music. So we went back, my co-founder Meghna and I, and we started researching this space, and we realized that content as an industry is going to boom.
Correct.
And people are going to make content as a way of life. They are going to monetize their content more and more, which means that these copyright issues are bound to happen.
तो उस वक्त कैसे लोग नॉन कॉपीराइट म्यूजिक यूज करते थे? What were the avenues?
तो उस वक्त they were using some platforms internationally which existed. Epidemic Sound existed. Soundstripe existed. A platform called Artlist had just come up and they were offering music. But when we started researching these platforms, we saw that one, they don't offer Indian music at all. The music that they offer is very stereotypical Indian. तो एक गोरे के लिए ना आज भी इंडियन म्यूजिक यानी तबला सितार,
बिल्कुल,
क्योंकि वो अपने नजरिए से इंडियन म्यूजिक देखता है. जैसे एन इंडियन पर्सन वुड थिंक ऑफ अफगानी म्यूजिक एज अ रबाब. We all have our stereotypes. So for them, Indian music is what they perceive, whereas India had actually gone way beyond.
Way beyond, yeah.
And we realized कि ये तो बहुत बड़ा गैप है. But interestingly, हर एक चीज का एक immediate cause होता है.
हाँ.
We had produced an ad for a brand.
अच्छा.
Before launching hoopr. And हमने म्यूजिक यूज कर लिया था कहीं और से जो कॉपीराइट सेफ था, हमें लगा. So we got many promos and we thought we have understanding music, we have taken a piece. We ourselves got a claim. And that is when I felt the pain of a creator when यार मैंने ये चीज बनाई है, सब मेहनत मैंने की.
Correct.
And the monetization is gone. So we actually felt that pang of anger. Two is, of course, we realized that there are no options when you go to international platforms. They don't have a gully rap. They wouldn't have Punjabi music the way we listen to it. They wouldn't have regional Indian music.
और वो सब है अभी.
बिल्कुल. So then we realized that यार we have to make this, and somewhere I started understanding that if there's anyone in this country, not to sound boastful, Kishore, who can build this, it is me. Or rather, I would put it in a better way कि यार अगर मैं नहीं बनाऊँ तो कौन
बनाए? और आपको पता है कैसे करते हैं.
So that is when we started putting together a thesis, started researching the market. We realized that India is going to be a land of not just 50-60 million content creators. Even brands are making a lot of videos now, and it's only going to increase.
Sure.
Instagram had just started allowing people to use music in branded content, and वहाँ पे भी we realized कि यार कोई licensing का scene अभी है नहीं. So this is only going to become bigger. So it was also a vision कि this is going to become a bigger problem in the future. Let's start building for it today. And in 2021, round about this time of the year, is when I had started approaching investors for the pre-seed round. So that could be a great segue to talk about then the investors that possibly came in at that point.
Correct. We'll come to the investor round shortly.
Sure.
What I want to understand is when you started off this platform, you said it's been almost 4 years, right?
Yeah.
India mein, apart from the big ones like the T series and the Yash Raj, if you use their music videos and all, of course you could be slammed with legal notices, right?
Yeah.
But India mein to, it's like very much like in China, it's like till the time you can get away, keep using it, right? But you're right, if you are actually a content creator and then if your channel gets
claim or
like YouTube itself basically says sorry, we are not going to monetize your channel anymore, then all that labor, all that hard work goes down the tube.
Correct.
So explain to me as a content creator, first time I want to use your platform, what are the simple steps, 1 2 3 steps, and I can now start using copyright music so that I don't get any issues with anybody, whether it's YouTube or with any music labels. Yes.
Okay, so let's imagine you are a content creator that's creating food vlogs. Okay, and your inspiration is Ranveer Brar. You've realized कि यार मैं भी अच्छे recipes बना सकता हूँ, My videos are about 10 to 20 minutes long. And in these videos, each time my dish moves forward, I like to use some music to enhance the mood.
Okay.
So we've seen that typically videos that are about 10 to 15 minutes long on YouTube are a norm. Like a lot of series creators, chahe Flying Beast le lo, Mr. Indian Hacker, Ranveer Brar, all of these are Hoopr subscribers, by the way.
Acha.
Anywhere between 8 minutes to 15-20 minutes के videos बनाते हैं.
Okay.
And दो तरीके से music use होता है. First is there is a mood enhancement or an emotion enhancement you want to do. Like one of our subscribers is Ashish Vidyarthi. बहुत अच्छे videos बनाते हैं.
Ashish Vidyarthi, the famous actor.
Yes.
Okay.
And now a famous YouTuber.
Oh, yes, he is.
Right. So every time there is an emotional moment, Ashish ji uses a song from Hoopr in the most brilliant way possible. Possibly because he's a film person.
Correct.
So one is enhancing the mood. The second is taking the story forward. So let's say we were in that cooking example, आप छोले भटूरे बना रहे हो, अब आप, you know, the dish is moving ahead quickly. You use music to sort of, you know, take the montages forward. That is typically where people make a mistake of using some unlicensed music and then the claim happens. So on Hoopr, if you are a creator, आप पहले आओ एक account बनाओ. Creating an account is free of cost and you can browse the entire platform and play as many tracks as you want.
Okay.
So पहले तो at least sample whatever you want to. सुनो सारा music.
बिल्कुल.
On Hoopr, the music is tagged and categorized into not just broad categories like travel, food, fashion, sports, वो तो है ही.
हाँ.
उसके अंदर, let's say something like a wedding would have music for Bharat, music for Sangeet, music for...
Oh, interesting.
Yes, you know, your couple videos are being made. So music for wedding photographers. If we are talking about fashion, it would be music for ethnic wear, music for get ready with me reels. So it is that nuanced where आपको ज़्यादा सोचना नहीं है. Music for a podcast intro outro. Now
So
that we
मुझे
are on
होली के लिए
podcast.
चाहिए तो मिल जाएगा.
Exactly. You would use it for that.
Nice.
Music for different occasions is there, right? So the way creators use Hoopr, and we have seen that creators are very, very straightforward. They know what they are making. You could be making, say, मैं आज छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज का एक फोर्ट दिखाने जा रहा हूँ, या मैं आज एक particular product, fashion product का demo करने जा रही हूँ, right? These are the kind of creator mindsets. उनका video उनके दिमाग में clear होता है. You won't believe it, Kishore. Many of them come to the platform even before the video is shot, because they like to use the music as an inspiration for the way they will shoot.
Shoot it. Okay.
जैसे फिल्मों में गाने पहले बनते हैं, right? तो वैसे ही काफी सारे creators music का stock पहले ही बना के रख लेते हैं. कुछ creators होते हैं वो video shoot करते हैं, edit करते हैं. They come to the platform. They can on Hoopr use filters. So you can use filters like music for comedy, music for a heartbreak scene, and so on and so forth.
Right.
A lot of our users are short filmmakers on YouTube in different languages. So they come to the platform and check for, you know, emotional, heartbreak. There are about 50 odd moods you can choose from.
So for each mood I have to pay, or if I'm a subscriber?
If you are a subscriber, you have two options. You pay 249 rupees where you get 20 tracks. And that is very good for a creator who has just started monetizing his or her channels. Let's say मैं एक महीने में 2 वीडियो बनाता हूँ या 3 वीडियोस, I am good with 10 tracks, 12 tracks. This would be a great channel. So it's just 249 rupees, which is about $3, right?
Correct.
If you feel that you're creating more videos, like a lot of our subscribers create 6 to 8 YouTube videos a month. Each video is about 15 minutes long and is using about 10 odd tracks. So now they need a lot of music tracks.
Correct.
They come and take the 500 rupees. So 499 a month. Unlimited downloads pack.
Unlimited.
Download as many tracks as you want to. Use them in your videos. Once you use, तो आपको downloadable wave file, MP3 file मिल जाती है, आपको एक license मिल जाता है.
It's all licensed, yeah.
Everything is licensed. So now you can use it not just on your YouTube video. We are providing clearance for all platforms. So Instagram हो गया. So आपने एक long format YouTube video बनाया, मान लो you repurpose it, chop it, and you're now putting in the same stuff up on Insta, on YouTube Shorts, on Snap, right? You're covered. You'll not get a copyright claim. Brands are also using it on their own website and app. So the music is easy to use. Also, it's very, very high quality. So on Hoopr, the tracks, we've got about 17,500 tracks now. Gaane hai bakaida with vocals. We have the highest quality background scores. We have sound effects. We have instrumental, so just guitar, just tabla, or let's say just vocals, a cappella. हर एक track hoopr पे has been commissioned for the platform.
So when somebody uploads, let's say if I'm an artist and if I upload a track, does it go through like a quality check?
It does. In fact, right now, till we've launched Hoopr Smash, every artist has been vetted. You can't just come and upload it because हमने ना पहले वो open करके रखा था, but we realized a lot of plagiarized stuff, a lot of riffraff gets uploaded.
Correct.
आर्टिस्ट को 10 बार आप समझाओ कि यार जो आप अपलोड करो ना ओरिजिनल करो. आर्टिस्ट सेज मैंने ओरिजिनल अपलोड किया है, टिल यू रियलाइज कि 1 मिनट 5 सेकंड्स पे AR रहमान का गाना सैंपल किया है बंदा. And that's when you realize as a licensing platform you are sub-licensing it to people. True. So it's been very very vetted. We have agreements with all our artists. So there's not just a stringent quality check, there is also a policy check.
Okay.
Right, where we've created these policies that if you're using any samples, if you're using, let's say, certain plugins, you have to have the licenses of all of those if you're submitting music on Hoopr. And that's been great. So every track on the platform is commissioned for Hoopr. ऐसा नहीं कि हमने कहीं और से जाके एक लाइब्रेरी खरीद ली. And which is why I think creators love the platform. And we are seeing 2 साल हो गए लॉन्च किए. 22 we launched and 24 we completed 2 years. This is the 3rd year running. And touch wood, all our big creators, whether it's a Ranveer Brar, Flying Beast, Ashish Vidyarthi, Big Brain Co, Ranveer Alabadia's channel, Mr. Indian Hacker, food vloggers like Kunal Vijayakar, सारे renew करते हैं and they use it. Devendra Fadnavis, our Chief Minister, Hoopr, his YouTube channel uses Hoopr Music. So it feels really nice, आप videos देखते हो and it's like wait a minute, ये तो अपना track है. एक बीच में बहुत interesting story हुई थी किशोर, where I saw a tweet by Mr. Anand Mahindra.
Acha.
He had shared the story about a truck driver, Rajesh Ravani.
Yeah.
Where from a truck driver he's become a prolific YouTuber.
He bought a house.
House.
Yeah.
मैंने मेरी टीम से बात की, तुरंत we should give a subscription to Rajesh. We support these kind of stories.
Correct.
पता चला 1.5 साल से Rajesh Ravani is already using Hoopr. And all of his videos have our music. So wherever he drives his truck and creates a vlog, he takes Hoopr music along with it.
Amazing.
So some of our songs have actually become popular because folks like Mr. Indian Hacker have used it. लोग कमेंट करते हैं गाना कौन सा है, उसके streams बढ़ जाते हैं. And for us as the owners of those songs, it's also great. So Hoopr's music that way is very very vetted and curated.
So when you say your songs, this is something that you guys own it now, or this is something which you share the revenue with the creator?
Before Hoopr Smash, purely on Hoopr, the model has been that we commission music from multiple artists who we select and handpick, and we buy the music from them.
So it's a buyout.
Yes. It works in 2 ways, or I would say it has worked even for artists, because one, यार artist जो होता है ना, उसको सभी लोग they want to try and take advantage of an artist. That you make a song, I'll try and monetize it, and whatever I make, I'll give you something. But what if you don't make anything?
Right.
Is a question I have as an artist asked people. That wait a minute, so गाना मैं बनाऊंगा अपने खर्चे पे. You're saying you will monetize and share, but what if you yourselves don't make any money?
Or make and then don't share.
And then don't share, which has also happened. So जब post COVID, when we started working on Hoopr, we realized that artists said that I want money upfront. And we realized that it kind of works both ways. One, they get a fixed income. Two, for us, controlling the rights means that we can offer a lot of these clearances to our creators and brands without having to run
Go
to
back
different
to
places.
Yes.
And that has worked very well for us. So we actually own a lot of music as a company. So there is also a strong layer of IP ownership beneath the tech platform. Of course, as time has progressed and as our library scales up, we have, as you know, opened our doors to even third-party artists and larger labels. वहाँ पे पूरा rev share model है.
Okay.
But I am a big fan of owning IP strategically. And I feel if there is a hybrid where as a company I am able to exploit that IP a lot better than the artist, and I do a revenue share with the artist, I'm telling you that artist stands to make a lot more money than by sitting with the music where nobody else is monetizing it. मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ
जी.
2014 में I had done a movie called Heartless.
अच्छा.
छोटी फिल्म थी. शेखर सुमन had produced it. His son अध्ययन सुमन was the hero in it. लास्ट मिनट पे गाना ऐड हुआ उस फिल्म में जो अरिजीत सिंह ने गाया, which I have composed. The song is called मैं ढूंढने को जमाने में. मैं ढूंढने को जमाने में जब वफा निकला.
It's a very famous song.
It's a famous song. इस गाने के कुछ 300-400 मिलियन व्यूज हैं ऑन यूट्यूब. बट ये गाना 2019 के बाद रील्स पे बहुत पॉपुलर हो गया. जब भी किसी का कोई दिल टूटता है या कुछ कहीं जैसे एक्सपेक्टेड था वो नहीं होता है, तो वो पता चला कि गलत लेके मैं पता निकला. अब ये गाना मैंने मेरे राइट्स दे दिए टी सीरीज को. एज अ म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर आई हैड गिवन अवे माय राइट्स. बट आई किड यू नॉट, जिस तरीके से टी सीरीज ने इस गाने को एक्सप्लॉइट किया ऑन स्ट्रीमिंग ऑन इंस्टाग्राम, वो एक गाने ने मेरे कम से कम 20 ओरिजिनल्स से 3 गुना ज्यादा पैसा रॉयल्टीज में मुझे बना के दिया.
अच्छा.
एंड आई थैंक टी सीरीज फॉर इट. अगर वो गाना मैं साइन नहीं करता, ये अपने पास ही रखता, फिल्म में देता ही नहीं, आई डोंट थिंक दैट इट वुड हैव रीच्ड दैट पॉपुलैरिटी और आई वुड हैव मेड दैट काइंड ऑफ मनी. सो आई ऑफन टेल आर्टिस्ट दैट समटाइम्स यू हैव टू बी स्ट्रेटेजिक. कुछ गाने अपने पास रखो और कुछ गाने ना दे दो. You will get a lot more back.
Right.
So I am a big fan of these hybrid models, and that is exactly what we are now trying to do with Hoopr Smash.
So with Hoopr Smash, can I say that the IP rights are shared with the creator as well as the platform, which is Hoopr? Can I say that?
On Hoopr Smash, the IP,
or it's just the revenue?
It's just the revenue. So on Hoopr Smash, the IP remains with the copyright owner,
with the creator. Okay.
With the creator. In certain cases where we have also played a part in probably building those songs or commissioning those songs, there is I would say, I can't call it a split of IP, but I would say that there is a different model of ownership where we could own let's say the masters and the artist could own the publishing rights. And music that way is a very exciting play, जहाँ पे ना music जो composition है और lyrics हैं, there could be one owner for the composition and lyrics and another owner for the sound recording. So we've also explored these kind of deals where the artist owns the publishing. हमने उस पे एक नया recording बनाया, we own that master and we are sharing revenue. So it is a very beautiful model where revenues are shared with the artist and there's an infinite upside possible.
Amazing. I think this is a lifeline which you're creating for artists who because I would say most artists don't have the entrepreneurial or don't understand the business side of it. They are very good in the artistic side of it. I guess you've been on both sides. So I'm sure you must have seen your side of struggles as well when you were an artist.
Yes.
So now when you are on the business side of it, your business model can be such that it's a win-win for both. For the artist also, and of course for your platform as well.
Absolutely, I would say that. But the challenge here, which we are trying to overcome, is getting the artist to understand कि ये आपके लिए काफी फायदेमंद होगा in the long run. Artists, as I said, are creatures of habit. उनको ना royalty से या licensing से आज तक पैसे इतने मिले नहीं हैं, तो उनको believe ही नहीं होता है कि ये मेरे लिए एक रेवेन्यू स्ट्रीम होगा. तो आर्टिस्ट जो होते हैं बेचारे वो सोचते हैं मेरे ना शोज से मैं भाई पैसे कमा लूंगा. एंड इवन टुडे 90% ऑफ आर्टिस्ट ओनली रिलाई ऑन शोज एज एन इनकम.
Seriously?
बट व्हेन दे स्टार्ट सीइंग द पॉसिबिलिटीज, आई विल गिव यू 2 एग्जांपल्स. लास्ट ईयर द मैन कंपनी licensed a song from our platform for a Valentine's Day campaign. And this artist, Ayushi Joshi, she's a new artist from Himachal.
Okay.
And her song was used in the Valentine's Day campaign. So we actually shared 50% of the music licensing revenue with the artist.
Okay.
Her song got used by the Man Company. It's a start of, सिटिंग इन योर स्टेट, आपको ना धक्के खाने पड़े, आपको ना पिचिंग करना पड़ा, एंड यू गॉट मनी क्रेडिटेड टू योर अकाउंट. मोर रिसेंटली, कपल ऑफ मंथ्स अगो, हिमालय लाइसेंस्ड अ सॉन्ग फ्रॉम आवर प्लेटफॉर्म. गाने का नाम है जरा मुस्कुरा दे, एंड ये सारे ना अवेलेबल हैं ऑन यूट्यूब, सो यू कुड इंटरलेस दोज शॉर्ट्स हियर. And they used it to launch a lip balm, and the artist Vibhuti, she goes by the name Ada.
Okay.
She made money on this
Nice.
song. Each time a brand has used a song beyond just a regular reel in a campaign, a product launch, an influencer campaign हो गया या TVC हो गया, we actually share 50% with the artist.
Beautiful.
So artists are actually now realizing कि यार इसमें से तो काफी पैसा बन सकता है.
Correct.
And मुझे कुछ करना नहीं पड़ा. I got a credit message, SMS आया कि XYZ
And it's recurring.
80,000 was credited to your account. It's
Yeah.
great. And it's recurring. तो वो लाइफ टाइम चलते रहेगा आपके लिए. वो पावर I'm trying to explain to the artists. So if you don't mind, I'll take 2 minutes to explain one more thing.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I'm a big fan of Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay. So guys, Robert Kiyosaki, just for the benefit of our viewers, Robert Kiyosaki is known for the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he's also known as the real estate king or king of real estate. Yes,
Absolutely. So he's written a book called the Cash Flow Quadrant.
yes,
And usme there are 4 quadrants where you should sort of create income streams for yourself. So one is salary, which a lot of people have. Those who are salaried always get it. One is being self-employed. One is business, and one is investments. And वहाँ पे either or होता है. Sometimes you're salaried, in some cases you're self-employed. My theory for artists is you should have all 4 quadrants active. So when an artist works with Hoopr, they actually get a recurring salary to make songs. So उनका fixed income हर महीने आ रहा है. उससे वो अपनी एक प्लानिंग कर सकता है, म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट कर सकता है, SIP कर सकता है, क्योंकि अब वो शोज पे डिपेंडेंट नहीं है. पैसे तो मुझे हर महीने आते जा रहे हैं फ्रॉम दिस. एक सैलरी टाइप हो गया.
बिल्कुल.
एंड ऑल इट टेक्स इज 3 or 5 days of your month to make music for a platform like Hoopr. You still have 25 days free. Second is self-employed, where you do shows, you want to do some music production for a movie or an ad. That's a variable income. इस महीने है, अगले महीने नहीं
है, हाँ.
राइट? तो पर वो भी एक्टिवेट करके रखो. The third is a business, which is maybe you create courses, or what I have done with Hoopr. I used to be an artist, अब मैंने business create करके रखा है. And fourth is this passive income stream, which could be investments, of course, but for musicians, what is most important is royalties. So create every stream of income जहाँ से आपके गाने आपको lifetime के लिए पैसे बना के रखें, and that is where Hoopr comes into play. And when I sit with artists, you could probably feel the passion from me right now. I sit and actually show them. कई बार I open up कि यार तेरा एक काम करते हैं. If you're okay, if you feel comfortable, let's open your bank statements. पैसा अंदर कहाँ से आ रहा है, बाहर कहाँ से जा रहा है, मुझे ऑलरेडी पता है. अंदर कहाँ से आ रहा है. And we see royalties 0.
Yeah.
Then you're like, dude, तू इतने गाने बना रहा है, थोड़ी और मेहनत कर, create some stuff for licensing, which brands would love, which influencers would love, and बत्ती चमकती है artist की.
बिल्कुल.
कि यार हाँ मैंने क्यों नहीं किया ये. So that is the philosophy, and that is where it comes from.
I guess a lot of budding artists will, after listening to this, will want to reach out to you or rather reach out to Hoopr, the platform.
Sure.
Let's come to your startup venture, and this is something which will help a lot of startups who are looking to fundraise. Can you go about your journey? How did you get your first funding, and what are the challenges you faced?
I think before you get into the fundraising mode, it's very important that you truly believe in what you want to build. Why are you building it? What is the purpose behind what you're building? Because the startup space is going to be a tumultuous space of ups and downs. There are days where you feel you're changing the world, and there are days where you are thinking, bhai main kya kar raha hu? I'm telling you, every entrepreneur worth his salt will tell you this. If it doesn't happen, probably something is not right. It will happen.
Okay.
And before you fundraise, the reason why I'm saying this, because the moment you fundraise, आप किसी और का पैसा ले रहे हो. And you have to be very sure about why you're doing this, how you're doing this, what is your market. So before I started fundraising, I had realized this problem. As I said, मैंने खुद encounter किया था. I realized इसका कोई solution इंडिया में नहीं है. We started understanding the TAM कि यार इंडिया में there are about 80,000 brands हैं जो videos बना रहे हैं. There are 10-15 million creators होंगे, लेकिन 4 से 5 लाख creators actually अच्छा खासा monetize कर रहे हैं. So we started understanding that while there is a TAM, you know, at play for the future, there's also a really monetizable TAM now.
So guys, TAM is total addressable market.
तो एक हो गई आप, you know, आपका TAM क्या है? आपका product obviously has to solve a real problem. You should validate this problem with a few customers. So before launching Hoopr also, a lot of brands had started licensing music from our makeshift library. मामा अर्थ ने गाना लाइसेंस कर लिया था, तो बिना प्लेटफॉर्म के भी हमको पता था कि ये तो नीड है,
बिल्कुल.
Right? The team is very important. So my co-founder and Meghna, we have very strong founder, you know, co-founder dynamics, lot of transparency, and I feel team is a very important factor. So some of these core things have to fall in place. I feel वो जब होता है ना, एक फाउंडर को अंदर से एक फीलिंग आती है कि आई एम काइंड ऑफ रेडी टू नाउ टेक समबडी एल्सेस मनी. हमारे साथ भी वही हुआ. वी एक्चुअली वेंट टू द मार्केट व्हेन वी फेल्ट दिस इज नॉट जस्ट द राइट टाइम. वी आर आल्सो काइंड ऑफ प्रिपेयर्ड. ऑब्वियसली डेक वगैरह बनाया. द फर्स्ट पीपल हु आई कॉल्ड वर पीपल हु were known to me who had built good businesses.
Okay.
So a couple of phone calls went, one to Anshu Sharma of Magic Pin. Anshu is from my batch. Ashneer from Bharat Pay.
Yeah.
And I said, guys, I'm building this business.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me from a very, very neutral perspective, what do you think about it, and how should I go about it? The good part was they loved it so much that both of them wrote checks.
Nice.
Both said this is a problem our startups have encountered.
Okay.
And हम भी content बनाते हैं, licensing बहुत बड़ा pain है. They came in, and gradually, of course, 9 unicorns came in, IPV came in, a lot of really good folks came and participated. Sahil Baru of Delivery participated in the round. Sameer Mehta of Boat.
Even Prabhjit Singh, right, from Uber.
Prabhjit from Uber participated in the round. Quite a few of my batchmates came in.
Okay.
But at one point we had raised enough money. I think it was we raised a pre-seed of about 3.4 crore in 2021, mid 2021, and towards the end we raised a seed of about $1 million, 8.5 crore more. At that point in time, Hoopr was being built. So you could say that a lot of this capital came in before the product was launched.
Okay.
Having said that, I think timing wise, it was a good decision simply because I feel that 2022 and early 23 were very different markets than 2021. So we were sitting at that time with enough money to build a great product, build a great library, and go to market, which I think really helped us in hindsight. And I would say that it's because of good investors, syndicates like say 9U, VCats, IPV, who advised me that let's raise a little more. And I feel that it was a good call at that point in time. We built the platform, and then we decided, यार और raise करते हैं पैसा. Platform launch हो गया, creators started subscribing, brands started subscribing. The natural tendency was let's go out and raise more.
बिल्कुल.
And there I would say that we had some great mentorship from not just the folks who have invested, but also some of my IIM professors who have built good businesses.
Okay.
Friends who have built good businesses, saying that Gaurav, you've built a great product. This would be a great time to actually not raise capital and try to see how much you can make with what you've built. तो जो प्रोडक्ट हमने बनाया, जो गाने हमने बनाए, वो गुड इनफ फॉर मी टू एक्चुअली नाउ डू गुड धंधा. एंड आई वुड से दैट फॉर द पास्ट ईयर एंड अ हाफ वीव रेज्ड bare minimum money. We have done half of a pre-series A round. We raised a few more crore last year, but the focus, if you come to Hoopr, is not around selling a story now or raising more money. It is genuinely around how can we make a difference in the lives of these brands. ये videos बना रहे हैं, इनको music चाहिए, ये solution हमें इन तक पहुंचाना है. It is not कि यार हमें बेचना है so that we meet our targets. It's literally like if I don't take this product out to the market, I will do a disservice to these creators and brands. and we are going out. We focused on sales, we focused on marketing, we focused on our cash flows. And the good part is that when you as an entrepreneur see that you are increasing your revenue quarter on quarter, you start comparing, the last quarter of, let's say, FY25 with the last quarter of FY24 or Q3 versus Q3, and then you start realizing कि यार मैं हर एक एरिया में ग्रो कर रहा हूँ, एक ना बड़ा सच्चा मजा आने लगता है वो बिजनेस चलाने में.
Agree.
You start realizing that this is how I want to map it out. It's not just about कि यार और पैसा ले लूँ. एक ना गलत फहमी होती है. I know this may fly in the face of what a lot of early entrepreneurs believe, but the truth is raising a lot of money makes you feel like a successful businessman or a successful entrepreneur. But yeah, the truth or the true successful feeling is when your product is selling and people are buying it, people are renewing their subscription, retention आपका strong है. उसमें जो मजा आता है ना, जो मजा कस्टमर से पैसे लेने में होता है, वो मजा इन्वेस्टर से पैसे लेने में नहीं है. I've done both, so now I can tell you the feeling. You feel good that you've raised money to be able to scale your business and to sort of grow, but the true joy is when your product sells, the customer calls you and says, I love your product, and उसमें हमें मजा आता है. जब एक हिमालय, ITC, मीशो, मैरिको, इनके वीडियोस में हमें ऊपर का म्यूजिक दिखता है ना,
Correct.
तब ज्यादा मजा आता है.
So guys, I have some numbers which will shock you. hoopr has more than 50,000 tracks, and could be more. These numbers could be a little bit outdated. This is what I have found. They have more than 40,000 paid subscribers, and they have an RR of 4 million or maybe more. But this is so impressive, Gaurav. What excites me about hoopr is you have this hoopr smash, and I just saw YRF on your platform, which is to me is a breakthrough to have such a big studio label, let's say, on your platform.
Right.
How does this deal with such a big studio and hoopr come together?
I think it was something that was bound to happen.
Okay.
2 साल पहले when we launched hoopr, a lot of labels were seeing us, they got in touch with us, but they were not sure ki should we put our music on this platform, and even we felt chalo let's go with our own music, right? So we followed this path. Then what started happening was, as we were selling subscriptions to brands, we saw that यार ये सारे brands Bollywood music use कर रहे हैं Instagram पे.
बिल्कुल.
They are using trending songs. They're getting more engagement, and they're not paying the label or the artist for it. And मतलब दिन दहाड़े चोरी है. Literally.
Daylight robbery, correct?
It's daylight robbery, right? Now you go to the label. The label says that I can't go after 80,000, 1 lakh brands. Yeah, I'm gonna take 5-7 brands and go after them. Conversely, the brands also have had issues where licensing a song from a label takes so long. It is so cumbersome, Kishore, that you manually get in touch with them, tell them कहाँ use करना है. कभी-कभी वो script मांगते हैं. 2-3 हफ्ते निकल गए. For a brand, boss, they are making a reel every day.
Right.
Sometimes 10 reels a day or 10 videos a day. They have no time for all of this. And जो quotes आते हैं label से वो अलग. 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 30 lakh. For one song. So we realized there is this mismatch going on in the market. Brands want something, labels want something else.
Correct.
Labels want to protect their catalogs, and rightfully so. Their catalogs are their wealth, right? So is their wealth. So they want brands to use it responsibly, pay for it.
Yeah.
And brands का नजरिया ये है that I want it in an affordable manner. I want it in a manner where I don't have to call somebody, and I want it quick. I want it now, without any human intervention.
Correct.
That is how hoopr Smash was born.
Okay.
And the whole idea about Smash was smash hits, of course, but also the fact that as a startup, hoopr wants to smash this preconceived notions that licensing Bollywood music is a problem or is impossible. We want to smash this notion that artists or labels can't make more money from licensing. There are many things that Smash stands for. And when we began, I thought that For Smash, I want to have one of India's most, not just best, but probably the most iconic, a label that's prestigious, a label that stands for what we stand for. And gradually, it started emerging that who better than YRF? Incredible songs that were already being used by brands. People use songs like Moh Moh Ke Dhage, songs like Ore Piya. Some brands are using party tracks like Ewe Ewe Lut Gaya. तो यूज तो कर ही रहे हैं ब्रांड्स, लीगली नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. So we met the team and I think with YRF they also have been futuristic.
Okay.
In a way कि यार yes we need to adopt these models.
Sure.
Because we need to build this bridge between us and the folks who want to license our music. So hats off to the YRF team that they were able to appreciate the model. They sat with us, we had a great time sort of showing them our ideas. They gave some crucial inputs from a label perspective.
Okay.
Ki yaar, what if a brand uses my music in an influencer campaign or runs a performance ad on it? We have faced these challenges.
Correct.
And it gave us a lot of great product ideas. So I would say that bringing in YRF, it feels amazing. I feel proud on behalf of the entire Hooper team that we've managed to bring in such an amazing catalog. And lots more of course to follow. With labels you have to be putting yourself in their shoes.
Sure.
If I think of myself only as a platform कि यार कुछ भी हो जाए license करो, I keep my platform commission, honestly not to disrespect नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन ये कोई आटा या शैम्पू नहीं है जो आप बेच रहे हो.
Correct.
This is not a commodity, this is a song. It stands for something. So we have designed the platform such that when a brand wants to use it in a reel, they can use it for certain songs. Even certain restrictions may apply. अगर गाना say devotional है, I wouldn't want an alcohol brand to possibly use it.
No.
These days content creators
Or at least, or not even show alcohol also. Right?
Or show alcohol on it. आजकल तो we've seen with the Ranveer controversy. Honestly, something gets said and there are a lot of repercussions. We don't want music to fall in between all of those issues. So we have been very thoughtful in designing it from a label's perspective. And at the same time, you also have to inform the labels कि यार trend यहाँ पे जा रहा है. So if we price it like this, it will work very beautifully. जितने labels difficult लगते हैं, I think they also want to take that step to making it a better ecosystem. But as I said, artists and labels, they've been exploited by multiple people.
Yeah.
So they have those, concerns that यार सबको मेरे गाने use करने हैं. Why not? गाना trend हो गया, everyone wants to use it, more engagement, more reach, brand is happily using it, and I think कहीं ना कहीं brands also in India have been rather shameless in not wanting to pay for it. मैं एक बहुत बड़े FMCG कंपनी के साथ बैठा था 2-3 हफ्ते पहले, and यार मतलब आई वुड से बदतमीजी भी होती है कभी कभी.
अच्छा.
कि यार मैंने इतने सालों से नहीं भरा इसके लिए, तो मैं नहीं भरूंगा आपको.
I've gotten away.
उखाड़ लो जो.
Why should I pay?
Like boss, when a lawsuit comes your way, then we showed them copies of lawsuits gone to other brands. And then they were like, नहीं एक काम करते हैं, let's sit and. So sometimes people try to get away with it कि यार मैं क्यों पैसे भरूं म्यूजिक के. तो for us we come from that philosophy. Music कोई हवा नहीं है भाई कि it's free.
True.
It is made by an artist and a label. That is their business. So respect it, use it legally. And I think with YRF and with multiple other labels, they see that we come from that space of truth. Correct. Or a genuine belief, and which is how that entire deal happened. And YRF is now on Hooper Smash exclusively, and we are very happy and proud to be licensing their music for short format videos.
On a lighter note, I'll do some rapid fire with you.
Sure.
Fun, just for sake of fun. What do you prefer, tea or coffee?
I was a hardcore tea drinker. 3 बार चाय पीता था मैं.
अच्छा.
पिछले exactly 1 साल हुआ है मैंने चाय जो छोड़ दी एक दिन, तब से मैं black coffee पी रहा हूँ. So
Okay.
coffee.
Likewise,
Black coffee without sugar.
Okay. You like to read books or watch movies?
Oh my God, Kishore, tough. I love to read. If I were to choose, I would go to reading. आई एम अ मूवी बफ, बहुत पसंद है मुझे मूवीज देखना, म्यूजिक के तौर पे भी, बट रीडिंग चेंजेस यू एज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग. आई थिंक इट्स अ ग्रेट हैबिट. एंड मैं तो अपने ऑफिस में भी बुक्स बांटता हूँ लोगों को. ये अलग बात है, आज की जनरेशन मोबाइल प्रेफर करती है टू बुक्स, बट आई लव रीडिंग बुक्स फॉर मी एनी डे.
Holidays, what do you prefer? Beaches or more like a trekking kind of a thing? Like you want to sit, chill out कि नहीं मैं ट्रैक वैक पे चला जाता हूँ.
Beaches. I am a beach guy, maybe because I'm a Mumbaikar. So I love, this kind of weather. I love beaches जहाँ हो मैं पहुँच जाता हूँ वहाँ पे. So in fact ठंड से थोड़ी मुझे डर ही लगता है.
Okay.
So I avoid.
Avoid. Okay. As a family man, you're married.
Yes.
So how do you balance work and family? If you could share a little bit.
My wife is going to watch this podcast, तो मैं सच बोलूँगा कोई बैलेंस नहीं है भैया. जब आप बिजनेस चलाते हो आपके दिमाग में सिर्फ बिजनेस ही होता है. आई वेक अप थिंकिंग अबाउट हूपर. आई एम एट वर्क ऑल डे. आई कम होम एंड आई एम थिंकिंग अबाउट हूपर. आई स्पेंड मोर टाइम विद my co-founder and my team a lot more. So मैं झूठ नहीं बोलूँगा, my wife will beat me up. So it sounds awful, and in today's day and age it sounds very apolitical. But यार अगर आपको कुछ बड़ा बनाना है ना तो दिमाग में सच में कुछ दूसरा नहीं आता. I do now take out a bit of time so I don't miss maybe कोई फेस्टिवल है या कुछ किसी की शादी है तो मैं जाता हूँ. My daughter is 5, so some of the key occasions in school now I have realized पहले थोड़ा सा मैं मिस भी कर रहा था इन चीज़ों को. But now over the last year I have been present everywhere also because as you develop as an entrepreneur, you start understanding how to delegate. काम हो रहा है. There are people who are doing stuff, so now everything need not be so hands-on.
And the age, I've got kids, so I can relate to it very easily. The age, once you miss that age, then you like, oh shit, like, oh my god, then the regret feeling comes. So yeah, I can totally relate to it. On closing thoughts, Gaurav, if you were to do something different than what you've been doing, what would it be? Or it was like, nahi yaar Kishore, मैं यही करता. अगर if I was given a chance to go back to my 20s, तो मैं शायद वही करता. Or would you do something else?
Oh no, 100% यही करता. I don't think I'm the kind of a guy जो मुझे नहीं करना है वो मैं करता ही नहीं हूँ.
Okay.
मैं जो करता हूँ वो मैं बिल्कुल सोच समझ के ही करता हूँ. And I am very very sure कि I want to do this and I go ahead and do it. मैं रुकता भी नहीं हूँ किसी के लिए. So after MBA मुझे म्यूजिक करना था, मैं घुस गया उसमें. I believe that I should build Hooper and I want to make it big. तो मैंने म्यूजिक को थोड़ा कम करके पिछले 3-4 साल completely business.
Are you the only child?
No, I have an elder sister. She's a psychiatrist. So good. अगर तुम स्टार्टअप ज्यादा चलाते हैं तो
पेरेंट्स को उस वक्त नहीं लगा कि बेटा म्यूजिक कर रहा है, like were they not like घबराहट तो नहीं थी कि MBA भी कर लिए, इंजीनियरिंग भी कर लिया है, म्यूजिक?
Yeah.
Because I think when you finished your engineering and MBA, you did not start Hooper. It was not a business. It was like you wanted to do music as an artist.
Yes.
So it's like completely opposite, no?
Completely opposite. So nobody in my family was from music, and I would say they are as brave as I am.
Wow.
they took the guts, showed the guts and the courage कि यार इसको करने दो. And I think somewhere they saw the resolve and the confidence कि भाई ये ना हल्के में नहीं लेने वाला है, जो करेगा ये घुस जाएगा. They've seen me.
Correct.
So I don't do anything superficially. Whatever I do, then I plunge deep into it.
Okay.
So coming back to your question, I think right now I am so excited about what Hooper can do for the music industry. I feel that this is a platform made for my users of content. Each time somebody uses music as a content creator, I feel this person should succeed as a content creator, and I want to offer them more and more better music. Similarly, when an artist or a label earns because of Hooper, there is a sense of yes, this is what the vision has been. And I think we are at the tip of the iceberg. I think content creation is gonna get big, very big, much bigger.
True.
You would not be shocked if I, were to tell you that today in India, youngsters want to become content creators.
Correct.
Today, you are creating content.
Correct.
So
this is also content creation.
it is happening, and music requirement is only going to get bigger and bigger. I also feel that we have solved the problem in part only in India, and there is a lot more that hoopr should do internationally, and which we are working on. We have been building some stuff apart from Smash that helps us complete a rounded ecosystem. तो इस वक्त तो मेरे दिमाग में बिल्कुल ये नहीं है कि I want to do anything apart from it. As I said, बीच में थोड़ी सी मैं अपनी म्यूजिक की कुछ भड़ास पूरी कर लेता हूँ. So sometimes a gig here and there, a show. I just composed the title track for Manish Malhotra's movie Sali Mohabbat, which is directed by Tiska Chopra, and Redcarpet है उसमें, अनुराग कश्यप है. So sometimes some lovely things come my way. इतने साल म्यूजिक किया है, so I'm able to do it. But right now I have a one-track mind, which is hoopr. So
I notice on hoopr you have an AI angle also.
Yes.
Could you talk a little bit about that?
So our AI angle on hoopr is not generative AI, but more on how can we make discovery and recommendations easy for a brand. And we are getting deeper into this space now, where let's say if there are two jewelry brands, one of them could be a Kalyan Jewelers, one could be a Sunny Diamonds, one could be a new startup that is just creating music. How does the platform really give them the kind of music that not just suits their videos, but also probably gives them more engagement and more ROI? So if they are licensing music, उस music से उनके content को फायदा होना चाहिए, and it should link to their audience and their brand persona. So that is what we are now baking in hoopr. Also, when it comes to tagging our library, we have done extensive work in manually tagging it for the past 2 years, because now all these data sets that we have built, Kishore, on these tracks, I think we are the only Indian company with those kind of data sets on music that we own completely.
Nice.
So fashion के लिए क्या सही होगा, as I said, get ready with me के लिए क्या सही है, if you're traveling, what is the right kind of music for a solo backpack tour versus a wildlife safari. We literally have music and even shortcuts of music which are tagged accordingly.
Nice.
And now there is AI to be leveraged in aiding discovery. So for us, we are using AI a lot in spaces like these.
Okay.
Generative AI is a very exciting subject, and I think I'm a firm believer in generative AI being ethical in a manner where the benefits are passed on to the artist.
True.
I am that way a clear guy. I'm a purist at heart, where I have been an artist and I would love to see if my tracks are being trained on, I need to get compensated eventually, versus artist के गाने किसी प्लेटफॉर्म ने लिए, ट्रेन किया और उस आर्टिस्ट को कभी कुछ नहीं मिला, then you are essentially just replacing that artist. So for us, we are now looking to integrate with folks who have been building tools in this particular space to offer generative AI to our clients. But as I said, just licensing the artist-based music itself is such a massive unsolved problem.
For sure.
कि पहले कोई अगर इज्जत से वो problem solve करे ना, that is what we are at. If artists tomorrow can make in 2 to 3 years time, we can give out 100, 200, 300 crore to just independent artists because their music was licensed by, a lakh brands or 10 lakh creators. I think we would have won in what we are setting out to do.
In parting words, what would you like to tell to your audience, particularly artists, content creators, and startup founders who are looking to fundraise the way you have successfully done for hoopr?
For artists and musicians or labels, as you would have seen across this entire podcast, if you've seen up to here, you know that you must be licensing your music in a legal manner so you can make money. And I would say that every artist, every label is welcome now to be on hoopr Smash. We're going to make money for you. So that is important. For brands watching this, you must license music in a legal manner.
Sure.
Do not play with fire, do not license, do not use music illegally. It's going to cost you a lot more than you imagine. You're being tracked right now as we speak, and labels and guys like us would be tracking your handles. So please use music responsibly in a legal manner. यार आर्टिस्ट को भी फायदा होता है, so
सबको फायदा होना
you
चाहिए.
must do that. It's just the way we say no to piracy. It's literally like that. For startup founders who are watching this, I would say the road initially is always fraught with doubts and especially if say you're a category creator like a hooper where there aren't other examples in front of you.
True.
तो और ज़्यादा आपको you feel that am I the only one solving for this? Investors also tend to ask you that और कौन कर रहा है ये, and so on. And sometimes you have to prove your mettle. You have to show that there is this market. This is how people are actually buying my product. So you have to sort of stay on course. There will be moments where you will feel, is this worth it? इतनी fight हम लोग मार रहे हैं, 14 घंटे दिन के डाल रहे हैं, there's no Saturday, no Sunday, no Monday, every day is a work day. But that is how it will be, and उसी में मजा है. You have to enjoy that entire space. Fundraising will happen as a natural outcome when your belief and confidence translates to investors. Investors want to see a confident founder who understands his market, understands his customer more than anything else. Product obviously has to be good, but when they see that you understand your customer, you are able to see the vision in terms of how you're going to build this business, they start seeing their returns. And every investor knows the fundamental fact that okay, you're presenting a vision for the future. There'll always be a plus or a minus, but they start seeing that यार ये बंदा मेरे लिए पैसे बनाएगा eventually. So you have to invest a lot of time in understanding your market and customer. If that's one thing I think we've done right, is spending enormous time with our customers, and that's how Hooper Smash was also born. And when you raise somebody else's money, be aware that there is a responsibility to this. It's not some gift or a free cash that has come in from somewhere where you start playing with it and fulfilling your own personal ambitions of being famous or and हो जाता है ये. काफी लोगों के साथ मैंने देखा है, would never want to name anybody, but I have seen founders who are quite nonchalant saying यार अपना थोड़ी है पैसा. But I'm telling you, the day you start believing कि यार ये मेरी जेब से आ रहा है, you start truly thinking about it as a business. You don't, any place where you're making a loss pains you. And while it will happen, you'll start figuring out ways that the startup will grow, will make money, will become profitable eventually. So for a founder out there, raise funds responsibly, raise as much money as you need, and then make the most with what you have. वो होने के बाद एक automatic revelation होगा, now I need X or Y more to grow. Follow that path and you will genuinely enjoy building the business. And since I am on this incredible podcast and I know a lot of investors are watching this, I think you must check out Hooper. We're doing something extraordinary.
Absolutely.
And music licensing is a space which very few people understand. Very few people, music or licensing, क्या बात कर रहे हो? Will people pay for it? Trust me, brands and influencers are actually paying for music. They are wanting to be on the, I would say, the right side. And it's a market that's going to explode. And it's a space where investors actually are excited now because few people who understand this space can crack this space. Right? Check out the IPRS, the Indian Copyright, the Performing Rights Society. 2 years ago they were at 48 crore, 650 crore they have, collected in royalties.
Wow.
So this space sort of snowballs and balloons. So if you are an existing investor in Hooper, I would say great choice. And we are doing some cool stuff. I'm sure you are aware about it. But if you are sort of contemplating, this is absolutely the perfect time to sort of come on board.
Fantastic.
Founder हूँ तो plug in तो करूँगा.
Fantastic. Guys, as an angel investor myself, they say पहले बंदा फिर धंधा. Gaurav is both. Great banda, amazing dhanda. But from my side, I'll say that if you are a startup founder, when you're raising money, think of it as taking a loan from a bank. Don't think कि ये free money है, इसको वापस देना है. And then when investor sees that attitude of yours, they will come behind you to fund you. As far as investors are concerned, if you want to invest in Gaurav's project, then I would say you could look at IPV. IPV is a great angel investing platform for any investor to invest, and IPV has also invested with Gaurav's in Gaurav's company. So you could look at IPV as a way of investing, or if you are a fund yourself, then obviously you know how to reach Gaurav directly. So Gaurav, thank you so much. I think our audience learned a lot. I learned a lot personally. So thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the very best. And the next time we meet, never know, it could be IPO or a bought out company.
That's good. Thank you so much for having me. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you guys.